Righto. So I'm going to talk about people who make money off of YouTube. All the people who monetize their videos. They've all got their fucking hands out asking for money with their PayPal accounts. Fucking Patreon or whatever they call it. I mean, seriously, these people think that their opinions are so fucking important that they deserve to get paid for it. It's not as though they're presenting like a quality of journalism. I mean, look, I hate mainstream media. I'm quite sure those people are overpaid when all they do is trot out Rupert Murdoch's latest fucking stance on something. But I don't know. I just guarantee you that YouTube would be a better place if there was no advertising on YouTube and people weren't allowed to have their fucking hands out with Patreon accounts and PayPal all the time. I mean, it's like you go to watch a YouTube video, it's like walking past a fucking homeless person who's panhandling, you know? Except that fucking poor person needs the money. I mean, these people who are, making money off of YouTube, mate, if they were that intelligent, they could go work for a fucking newspaper or a magazine. There's plenty of alternate magazines and things like that they could go write for. It's not as though there's any shortage of publications that need good journalists. Or, they could write a fucking book. If they're that intelligent and they've got that much to say, I'm sure that there'd be a publishing company be ready to print their book, and they could make a money off being a writer. But no, there's something very fucking special about YouTube panhandlers. Oh, it's fucking stupid. I mean, you know what they say about opinions, they're like assholes and everybody's got one. So I'm pretty cynical about the whole money-making affair that's going on in YouTube. And they do all profit off the social warfare. They are like fucking arms dealers. They're selling all the weapons. I mean, what kind of person would think like, Anita Sarkeesian or Sargon of Akkad or someone, their opinions are so fucking important that I'm going to have to dig into my pocket and give it to them. I don't know. Yeah, and who's going to disagree with me on this one? It's either the people making the money or the people who are such hardcore ideologues that they think that they need to get their next fucking dose of biased journalism from somebody and they better pay them. So really, it's just a case of fuck them. I'm so sick of it. And they squeeze out the little average person because, they become... What was it? Fucking Thunderfoot did an example. The earliest plants grow into big trees and then they weed out all the little people who can't get through, It's just another form of fucking media monopolisation happening all over again. And don't fool yourself to think that all this journalism is so alternate, It's all conflict based. It offers very little solutions as to how people can solve the problems in their lives. But that's what it's sort of turned into, is panhandling, Except, like I say, that homeless person on the street needs actually to eat. I mean, for fuck's sake. I don't want someone on YouTube to come up with some sort of PhD thesis, because I don't think that's the whole point of the exercise. The whole point of the exercise is to give the little man and or woman a little bit of a say, you know. I mean, you know, people used to say, oh, the internet, you know, it's a really great place for new bands to get known and all that shit. Seriously? How many fucking new bands do you know that made it on YouTube? Oh, Justin fucking Bieber. And he's just like a mainstream musical puppet. I don't know. And there seems to be so little progress being made in this world, and YouTube's not making any progress. It's just like, seriously, it's just entrenching racism, sexism, all sorts of isms. It just gives me the shits. And the same people, feminists, MRAs, whatever, you know, they're all just entrenching bullshit. So anyway, as soon as you introduce money and advertising into something, guess what happens? It's not going to be pure thought anymore. It's not going to be original thought, because people don't really like original thought, you know. Original thought actually takes a bit of thinking. And so what they do, they just keep banging on and playing to the same old prejudices and entrenching social divisions that were pre-existing. You can't blame YouTube for actually creating this stuff. They were pre-existing, but I tell you, sure as fuck, it's not providing any solutions. I mean, you know, I have sympathy for the MGTOW movement, but as soon as you call yourself a fucking MGTOW, you're gone. You know, if you're a man going your own way, what the fuck do you need to join a group for saying you're going your own fucking way? And then pay all the gurus to sort of pump out all this propaganda and stuff that you need to retain your MGTOW identity. And it's just the same as the fucking feminists. I mean, yeah, they all, in the end, they all shit me. Oh, mate, they're joiners. Look, I'm not a joiner. I'm an independent thinker. And I sure as hell don't need to fucking join a group called the Independent Thinkers Group. I mean, it's like anarchist groups. It's like the whole idea of having an anarchist group in the first place is like a fucking oxymoron. No, it's like the life of Brian. You're all individuals. Yes, we're all individuals. I don't know. So look, YouTube's created nothing new. It's actually sort of just entrenched shit. And the big illusion is that you're getting like alternative media, when on the whole it's pretty just mainstream bullshit, but it's stuff that the mainstream bullshit doesn't really talk about much. I mean, I don't want YouTube to go away. I don't want the internet to go away. But let's stop fucking pretending that it's such a zone of independent thinking. You know, you call a fucking spade a spade. If all you ever hear from one person is the same topic and the same message, I mean, fuck me, that's like a journalist with a lobotomy as far as I'm concerned. To think that there's only one topic in the world worth talking about it, but to see it brings in the fucking cash. You know, constantly feeding people's prejudice and playing on their insecurities. Feeding on insecurity. Look, that's like classic bullshit that our society does, is to play on your insecurity. Yeah, Anita Sarkeesian is the new fucking Emmanuel Goldstein. I mean, I think she's dumb as all fuck. Probably as, 90% of communication students are. Not because what they study is stupid, but just because they're usually just exposed to one or two theories and that's it, you know. But what people really don't fucking like is the independent thinkers. See, an independent thinker will be labelled by both sides as a dissident. they'll be labelled by both sides as scum. Oh, you're not towing our fucking party line. You know, therefore, it's that George Bush bullshit. If you're not with us, you're against it. Ah, it drives me a bit bananas. But the trouble is, people now just expect that some fucking YouTube guru's going to be panhandling, saying, "Give me $1 because my thoughts are so fucking amazing, and if my thoughts don't get out there, this world's not going to be free." Fucking bullshit.